The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Phixated Podcast. I am your host, Mike Azzalina, whose wardrobe gets smaller and smaller every time we do one of these episodes. And I am joined by my buddy Regz, who, well, was very patient while I limped over to get a drink in between episodes. Regz, hi, buddy.
You were back before I was.
Yeah, the refrigerator's like two steps away.
Yeah, mine's in the garage. It's a little farther away.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not proud of it, but here we are.
Listen, and now reverse. You're wearing the appropriate headgear, and I'm wearing the wrong sweatshirt.
I considered asking Andrea to bring me a Phillies hat so that I could be wearing.
I should have gone and got a different sweatshirt. Should have put. I don't own a Sixers sweatshirt. I probably need one, but
I think I own like 3 Sixers things. I own a hat. I own like a workout shirt, and I own a Joel Embiid shirt.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much.
We've gotten Cole like 2 Sixers things. He loves them. He wants to wear them all the time. We got him like a Ben Franklin playing basketball shirt that they put out.
Oh, it's a great shirt.
He loves it.
Great shirt. Yeah,
and we also got him a sweatshirt. He loves them. He wants more stuff.
I mean, listen, I feel like as a kid, merch of your teams is like such like an important thing. I mean, I'm 38 and I still love all my merch of my teams, right? Like I would prefer that over anything. But I remember as a kid, like, man, when I got that starter jacket, your boy was wearing it nonstop, right? Well, the Black Iverson jersey.
Yeah, well, of course. I never owned a jersey. Ever.
Like, even to this day?
No, to this day. I don't have a jersey. Okay. But when I took Cole to his first Eagles game, he was dying for a Kelly Green jersey. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so expensive for like a kid's size large. I'm like, all right, bud, what do you want? And he went Saquon, and he wore it for 2 weeks. Like, it's all he wanted to wear. And I was like, all right, it was worth it. Like, we're a big baseball family, as we've discussed, but like, I instill all Philly sports, right, into my boys. So we watch Eagles games, all those things. And he was just so excited. He was so excited to have it. And then as soon as he came back, what did his brother say? Dad, I want something. So now the middle one has a Kelly Green AJ Brown, and the youngest one has a midnight green Jalen Hurts. And so they literally wear them on Fridays when the entire town has Purple Fridays. My boys are wearing their Eagles stuff.
Love it. I think I know that when I was a kid, I didn't have any jerseys. I got my first jersey when I was in college. But I have a jersey rule, right?
Oh yeah. Why can't I remember what it is? I know you have one.
Yeah, it's weird. It's that I won't wear jerseys of guys who are younger than me.
That's right.
Yeah, it's super weird. It's just something. And honestly, I don't really want to stick to it much anymore. Like I think Jason Kelsey's younger than me, and I have his now. He's not that much younger than me, but he's younger than me. And I will break that rule if Kyle Schwarber resigns.
And I think also you just reach an age where it's just not possible. Like,
well, of course.
Here.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'll tell you right now, for you will have an Aiden Miller jersey.
Why would I have an Aiden Miller jersey?
I just mean when he gets to the Phillies.
You think I will?
Yeah, I think you will love Aiden Miller.
I mean, I haven't bought a Phillies jersey since Roy Halladay.
I know. I have a feeling.
You've got to do some, like, you've got to reach a certain level of love.
I know. I feel like he's going to hit your spot. I feel like he's going to hit your spot. I'm making a call right
I'm
now.
about to go Bo Wolf and just that would go way off the rails with that.
That's fine. We can go there. You know, I'll go there.
I don't know that. I don't know. I thought Bryson Stott might be that guy, but he's not.
I'm making a call right now. November 12th, 2025. I am making a prediction. 5 might be too many because that's kind of a cop out. 3 years. I'm going to say in 3 years, you will own an Aiden Miller jersey.
3 years from now, or 3 years from when he starts.
Well, let's call it when he is on the MLB roster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which very well could be like the middle of this year.
I know, that's what I mean. But
okay.
I think he's gonna hit a spot for you.
Okay. I listen again. Not a single Phillies jersey since Roy Halladay.
Listen, I am taking nothing away from your scrutiny with baseball jerseys, but
okay. I mean, Kyle Schwarber is one swipe of a pen away from
that's right
being the first
on the
jersey.
list, being on the list.
And look, not far behind him is Zach Wheeler. Both of those guys I will add those jerseys to my closet. Wheeler undoubtedly, because I know he's done after this contract, so I will definitely have a Zach Wheeler jersey. But Schwarbs has to resign. He doesn't get it on one contract, so
listen,
we'll see.
I've put it on the record. I am here.
Okay, Aiden Miller, man. Okay, wow, interesting, and interesting. That's okay. All right. Well, if you listen to the last episode, it might be Harry Ford.
It might be. I might have a Harry Ford jersey.
It might be a Harry Ford jersey. Might be a Harry Ford jersey. All right, let's dig in here. We got two teams to talk about. We're going to talk about the Sixers, and then we're going to jump into the Eagles after the bye week and the Green Bay game. We're going to talk all through that. Let's start with the Sixers, 7-4, tied for 6th in the East. Still very exciting. Have 4 games between now and next Thursday when we record again. They get another shot at the Pistons. This is for the NBA Cup. So Friday night, they'll play the Pistons in Detroit. And then they have back-to-back home games against the Clippers and the Raptors before going to Milwaukee, the team that they're tied with in the East right now. But just a couple of quick notes that I wanted to touch on. And then you said you have a take that you want to run by. And I look forward to this one very much. My just a few things, and the first being, VJ Edgecombe continues to be exciting. We knew he wasn't going to be a 35 a night scorer.
Yeah, has cooled off a little bit,
but still does enough good, right? Like the energy he plays with. I had the tremendous block last night, like huge block on a dunk that I actually thought was still thrown down, but like however he came up with that. They're getting a ton of good offense, obviously from Tyrese Maxey. But if it's not Grimes, one night, it's Oubre. Oubre with the big shot last night, on a putback. If it's not Oubre, it's Edwards. Like they're getting good. They're getting good contributions from multiple guys right now, to the point where none of us even remember Paul George exists. Yeah. Joel, when he's out there, has been fine. He's still finding his feet and his legs, but 20 plus a night is still good enough. The defense is obviously a nightmare right now. Drummond was pretty good last night in the amount of minutes that he had to take on. And I'm really enjoying watching Watford play.
Yeah.
That's a dude who I remember when they signed him, there were people saying oh, Philly's really going to like this guy. I didn't realize how much. He's a fun little player, man. Yeah. This is a fun team. They are actually Friday night, Andrea's she's away this weekend and so I was like, man, what am I going to do on Friday night? Saturday, I know there's football on all day to distract me from my sadness of not being with you. But what am I going to do Friday night? Well, Sixers play at 7:30. I'm going to watch the Sixers.
There you go.
And I'm going to enjoy it. Like I have 2.5, 3 hours of my Friday night taken care of because the Sixers are on. And I'm excited about it. Can you actually believe that I'm excited about watching the Sixers play on Friday night, Regz?
Seems like if you didn't have a boot on your foot, you should come down and visit your buddy Regz for the night. We'll watch the Sixers together.
Could have watched the Sixers together and go to freaking golf. Now I'm sad again. All right, give me your take.
Listen, completely agree. I think obviously VJ has cooled down a little bit. He's a rookie. This wasn't Kevin Durant, you know what I mean, coming out of Texas. Like, we knew VJ was going to cool off a little bit and not be a 30-point-a-night scorer. It's okay. I think he continues to try and make winning plays. Like, he continues to work hard and give a ton of effort, and that's a huge part of what we were looking for in this guy, considering some of our past picks, Ben Simmons, others we won't mention, whatever. He's continuing to make good plays and winning plays and give the effort that we're looking for out of guys on this team. My take is I never want to see Joel Embiid play another fourth quarter minute for this basketball team. Not a second.
I actually don't hate that take at all.
Not a second.
I don't hate that.
He makes them worse in every aspect. The offense has to go through him when he's on the floor, and it slows this team down. His defense is abhorrent, and it can't be, it's unacceptable in fourth quarters when they're trying to, listen, I'm not saying the Sixers are going to win every game. They're not. And that's okay. But it significantly reduces their chances to win when he's out there in the fourth quarter. They continue to be one of the worst third quarter teams in basketball history, and I'll never understand why. I still haven't seen anybody talk about this at length, but like someone needs to deeply report this. I might tweet at Sixers Adam to look into this because he would be the guy to do it. And I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but they're one of the worst third quarter teams we've ever seen play NBA basketball. But in the fourth quarter, when Joel Embiid is out there, they're significantly worse. Yeah. And their chances of winning go down like by a large bit. I understand he's scoring well when he's in the game. That's fine. But this team in those first couple games where he was on the minutes restriction and wasn't playing in fourth quarters was one of the best fourth quarter teams in the entire NBA. And he is a liability in the fourth quarter. The offense causes them to have to be slower, to be less efficient, all of those things. And the defense is not worth it. You'd rather have Bona or even
Drummond.
Thank you, Drummond out there for just somebody that can, at least Drummond rebounds the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
And at least Boma is just jumping around like crazy. And he could fly out of anywhere to block a shot. I never want to see Joel Embiid play a fourth quarter for this team this entire season. Not a second. I don't want him. I don't want it anymore. Play him in all the other quarters and then sit his butt down.
I do not hate that take. Like I'm not against it. I think, they've got to find a way. Maybe when George is back, they just go small. If he can play in the fourth quarter, he can play somewhat big. I think
if George can defend in the fourth quarter, I don't need George to score in the fourth quarter. I need him to defend in the fourth quarter.
Not with the scoring that they get.
I need him to defend in the fourth quarter.
You have Maxey and Edgecombe. They're going to be out there in the fourth quarter. And even you already know that. And then from there, you go with your hot hand. Is it Grimes and McCain? Is it Grimes and Edwards? Is it Oubre and Grimes?
Right.
Like you find
your combination of those guys. Yep.
Yeah, you find what it is that night. Because last night it was Edwards. Edwards was the high hand.
Exactly.
So they wrote the high hand. McCain hasn't really found his scoring yet. He's only playing like 10 minutes like a night right now. They're just getting his feet back wet because he didn't have a exhibition season. But I did pull up VJ's scoring numbers. I was really curious. Like what it's been. And obviously he had the 34-point night. Outside of that, he's only crossed the 20-point threshold one time. It was the third game of the year, 15, 26, 14, 17, 16, 12, 7, 11, 11, and 6. So he's averaging 15 and a half a night. That's fine. That's fine.
You're absolutely. Here's another take. I don't need him to be a 20-point scorer in his rookie year.
Nope.
I need him to focus on the winning stuff that he's trying to do, the cuts, the rebounds, the dunk, like the putbacks, the defense, the rebounding. You don't need to score 20 points a year as a rookie. Like, especially when you're not, again, like a prospect like Durant or LeBron or Carmelo Anthony. Like, you're not that guy. Yeah. You can contribute in so many other ways to help this team win than needing to score 20 points a night. Like, be ready to shoot. Don't take that as I need you to be hesitant or unwilling to take open shots, because that's not the case at all. But there should be no pressure on VJ Edgecombe to be a 20-point-a-night scorer right now. Give like anywhere from the 13 to 18-point range with 9, 10, 11 rebounds, couple steals, like, and just insane effort. Give me that all the time.
Well, and they're getting that. They're getting that from a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And it's really good to see. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Let's do this. We're gonna look ahead here. With what they've got coming this week. I'm totally with you. I don't think we're gonna see Joel at least for another week here, due to the knee thing. So
yet another knee injury. Jesus Christ.
It's the same thing. New day. So they've got the 10-2 Pistons, first in the Eastern Conference. It was fun to watch Tyrese hit a three and turn around and look at Tobias the other night when he hit it. That was really funny.
Yeah.
So the 10-2 Pistons on the road, and then they've got the 3-7 Clippers at home, 6-5 Raptors at home, 7-5 Bucks on the road. I would love a 3-1 week, Regz. I really would love a 3-1 week.
I think 3-1 would be the top end. Like, I'm good with 2-2. I have no expectations for this team to like be some powerhouse. Like, they're gonna lose some weird games, right? To teams they probably shouldn't lose to, and they're gonna beat some teams that they probably shouldn't beat. Like, this is the range that we're at.
On the ropes. They had the Pistons on the ropes.
They did. I just think the Pistons are playing well, so that's probably a loss in Detroit, right? And that's okay. Yeah. I think they're fully capable of beating the Clippers. I think they're fully capable of beating the Raptors. Like, look, Giannis is a problem. I don't know if they have anybody to guard Giannis. It's Oubre probably is their best chance, but like Giannis is on a freaking tear right now. Yeah, he is a monster. So look, it is what it is. I think 1-3 would be a disappointment. Like, honestly, I think that's where we're at with this team. If they're under 500 in some of these stretches where they're teams that aren't as good as them, but you know, they're still close to 50-50. But I believe in them to go 2-2 at the very least.
Right. Yeah, I see 3-1. I would take 2-2, but I can see 3-1.
That would sure. I think that would be a fantastic stretch of 4 games against the teams we're talking about.
Absolutely would be. I'd be thrilled. And so anything else there before we move on to the football team?
Please, God, just keep the focus on these guys that aren't Joel Embiid and Paul George. I know there's a need to, like, if Joel's okay, to play him in the fourth quarter. And when George comes back, there's going to be a want to play him in the fourth quarter. Please be focused on the right people. Please be focused on the right group of players. It is not Paul George and Joel Embiid. It is not. You should be focused on literally everyone else but those two guys. And that's all I ask of Nick Nurse and the rest of this team.
Yeah, I think you will. I'm not too worried about that. All right, let's jump to the football team. Let's start with the game itself. We'll talk about the players that they acquired as we go. But coming out of the bye week, they traveled to Green Bay, which, you know, tough place to play for a lot of reasons. Weather, fan base, you know, this year with all the stuff going on with the tush push and all that, you know, and then coming out of the bye week, still some drama around the team that's somewhat self-inflicted, but somewhat media inflicted too. And there's still, oh yeah, the story that you're playing an NFC rival that is on your heels for the 1 seed, and you've already taken care of the Bucks in that sense. You've got one up on the Cowboys. So that's taken care of. I'm trying to think. There's another team that they beat that would be part of that conversation too. I'm just drawing a blank. I know the Vikings. There's somebody else that they beat in the conversation for like the number 1 seed in the East or in the NFC, and I cannot think of who it would have been.
It wasn't the Vikings you were thinking of?
That's the only other team that I think would make sense. They played the Giants twice. They played the Broncos. I know the Lions are this week. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. This is great podcasting, folks. Oh, the Rams.
Oh, okay.
I knew there was another team.
Right.
Yes, the Rams. So they took care of the Rams. They took care of the Bucks. They took care of the Vikings, and now they took care of the Packers. All of those teams, could be in the conversation. Could have been. The Vikings probably not anymore. But the other 3 all in the conversation for the 1 seed. And the Lions this weekend. That's another big one.
Yeah.
But there was a lot at stake going into this Packers game. And so, let's just start with they got the win. Was it pretty? By no means. By zero means was this a pretty win. for a lot of reasons. I will tell you though. I was talking to somebody just yesterday about the game, and they were like, "Oh, it was so boring." And I was like, I hear you, and I understand why you feel that way. But as just a football fan, watching 2 defenses battle it out the way that those 2 did, there were some fun plays. Like, it wasn't like this just like meat grinder of a game. Like, there were cool moments and good defensive plays and good stuff on both sides from that perspective of the watching experience, if you will.
Yeah, I think it wasn't excruciating. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is so ugly that it's almost embarrassing. It was more so, I think you give the defenses some credit. They both were playing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't like some of those games can get really ugly. Like, some of those really low scoring games can be like gross.
That's what Troy Aikman was saying. He's
Yeah.
like, we've done a lot of these like low scoring games. He's like, this one doesn't feel like that, right? This one doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's jump in and let's simply I'll start by just kind of working through some of the offensive stuff that went down during this game, and we'll start there, and then we'll move to the defense, because I think it's the alarms are sounding for the offense. So the Eagles had a really good first drive that they put together. Everything felt good. Like it felt like they were taking some risks. They weren't playing conservatively. Jalen was making some good throws. They got down inside the 30 and then ran the QB draw on 3rd down, and it worked to perfection. Just sometimes you got to tip your cap to the defense. It's something that the Eagles do often, where they do that peanut punch and knock the ball out. And that's what they did to Jalen. Unfortunately, it ended the drive. And from there, the offense sort of went into conservative mode. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure for what reason. But they were doing that conservative stuff where everything, they get behind the sticks and then they don't really take any shots, which is infuriating. They even got a turnover before half and put on the brakes when they fell behind the sticks there instead of taking some risks. Finally cashed in on the first possession of the second half. Jalen missed a couple of throws on that drive that maybe would have made it 7 instead of 3. And then, even Jalen just looked off in this game. Even on the drive where they scored the touchdown late, the throw to Saquon that went for 41 was low. It was like a dirt digger. And then the throw to Devontae was undershot.
Yeah.
I don't know if the wind was messing with him or what, because usually Jalen's arm strength isn't the thing I question. And he just wasn't getting the ball where it needed to be. They still found a way when push came to shove. We're going to get to the final possession here in a little bit. But I got to tell you, man, and we're going to end with AJ tonight. But I got to tell you, it is really hard to watch an offense with all this talent. And I know that we're probably beating the drum here, the drum with the hole in it. We're out here saying the same thing. But it's because it's required to say. Like, we can't have a conversation about the Eagles and not express frustration that this team does not run offense the way that it could, the way that it should. Like, take some risks. You're not the league is not there. It's going to pass you by. It's going to pass you by, because if the Packers, if this is the way that they choose to run an offense against the Lions this week, they're going to get their doors blown off, because the Lions offense is not going to put up 7. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
This Packers offense is not very good. Jordan Love is not what everybody says Jordan Love is. I know they were missing receivers, but like, that's every year, because these receivers are hurt all the time for Green Bay. It's not like a shock. Every year we play them, every year they're missing receivers.
Yeah.
So, like, new excuse, new conversation. I can tell you right now that if the plan is to get conservative on Sunday night, this is going to be like that Dallas game, the year they were 10-1 after the San Francisco game. When San Francisco blew them out and then Dallas blew them out.
Yeah.
That's what this Detroit game is going to be, unless they decide to take their hands out of their pockets with their play calling.
I think that's the biggest thing that continues to frustrate and baffle me, is how scared this offense becomes after one piece of adversity. Like, you had a great drive. You had one of your 4 turnovers all season. 1 of 4. This team has not turned the ball over. But it happens, right? Jalen tries to get an extra yard for one of the first times in forever. The dude makes a perfect punch on the ball, and it comes out. And then Patullo shrinks into his shell. Like, it's almost like he gets docked pay if there's a second turnover. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. But everything then becomes predictable. And just, I don't know how to like say it other than it becomes scared and cowardly. The play calling. And what are your players supposed to do when the defense can tell exactly what's going to happen on every play? Like, what is your offense supposed to do? What are the players on the field supposed to do? It's just, I don't understand the hesitancy, the nervousness, the just pure risk aversion that we're seeing out of the offense and the play calling. It's, if you and I can see it, let's just be honest, it's bad. Like, I am not a football expert by any means. I haven't played a down of organized football in my entire life. Ever. Not a one. And why am I getting mad that my offensive coordinator, who's a professional in the highest level of football, and I'm like, why is he scared? Why is our offense turning into a turtle? That's like, oh no, 1 turnover happened. Now let's make sure it never happens again. Because you're right, it was so good and so varied. And that 3rd down call with the QB draw was perfect. It was a great play call. Like, let's give the man credit. It was a great play call that worked. Not just a great play call that worked. He picked up the 1st down. Like you said, the dude made a really good play on defense. Jalen hasn't done that all season. The NFL is a weird, wacky place. It's going to happen sometimes. You know what I mean? Is it frustrating? Of course it is. Is it frustrating to do that in the red zone? Of course it is. But like, it happens. How could you not take what you did in the first drive and just continue to build on that drive after drive after drive? There are teams in the NFL that Literally, they only have one good drive in them offensively, one for an entire game. The Tennessee Titans come to mind, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if they have one.
Sure, they're good for one good drive, maybe.
Maybe.
That's the ceiling of their offense. You know what the ceiling of the Eagles' offense is? Every drive can be like that. And look, it's not going to be perfect all the time, but it can't be one drive out of the first 5. Like, you can't do that with this level of skill that you have. And the only thing I can keep going back to is that Patullo gets scared. He gets scared to take any risk or take any, like, how is it possible that you have that first drive and you can't build on it? How is it possible that professional coaches turn that first drive into 4 consecutive drives of 3 and out?
So they have more 3 and outs than like any team in football. And it's
not even
worse.
Close.
No, and it's a trend. It's like over the last few years. And so, you know, I hear what you're saying about Patullo, and I don't disagree. There's a couple of things that I want to respond to. The first being, you know, I texted you about like Green Bay and you know, they've only allowed 16 explosive plays, but then I went and I looked at, you know, just the Eagles over the course of the year. It's not something that was specific to this game. So that goes out the window. The second thing that I want to mention is the first possession. And I think Aikman talked about it. Maybe it wasn't Aikman, maybe it was Romo in the game he did this weekend. But the script, right? The first possession is 15 plays scripted. And usually it's like your best shot out the gate, see what the defense is doing, and adjust from there. What it feels like the Eagles do is they run those 15 plays and then they just go to remember the Titans thing. Like we run 6 plays. It's like Vaseline.
Yeah.
You know,
they go back to that part of the playbook that says comfort blanket. Like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Like, you're not 4 years old anymore. You need your blankie.
It's nicknamed Binky. And then the last thing that I want to mention is I don't know that this is specific to Kevin Patullo, because I feel like we had this conversation at least 3 times the last 4 seasons. Like the last time we were happy with the offense was Shane Steichen.
Fair.
Like that's the last time we were happy with the offense.
Kellen Moore didn't have this sustained stretch of it though. But
they were a different team because like the run game was so good.
Yeah, sure.
That we didn't care about how vanilla it was. We didn't care that AJ wasn't getting touches.
That was because passing offense specific because the running game was so good.
But the running game's so putrid this year that
it's really bad.
You know, so is it a Patullo thing? Is it a Nick thing? This is the question we're always going to be asking. Like, is it a Jalen? No one knows, and it's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's infuriating because your offense is so highly paid
and so skilled. It's not just they're paid a lot; they're still really good.
And I watched the play on like 3rd and 12 where Devontae runs a perfect route and Jalen throws a perfect ball, and I'm like, oh, they can do it,
right?
And I don't know why every 3rd down is that freaking coward's draw.
Oh my God, I know.
I don't understand it. But I will say this. You know, it sounds like there's a lot of talk in the locker room about getting less conservative. I mean, AJ came right out and said it tonight during his 8-minute conversation with the media. But he was not pulling punches.
And that's great, but like what if this coaching staff proven to change something? They've been talking about this for 4 weeks.
I hear you. And we're going to get the same answers from Patullo and we got it from Nick today. Each game dictates something different. So blah, 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 blah. Now,
yeah.
Now, I'll be interested to see what happens with a team who plays much more man heavy in Detroit. They do so much more man defensively, and Green Bay doesn't. Green Bay
Yeah.
plays that shell high, keep everything in front of you. And Detroit does not do that. The last time the Eagles played a team that didn't do that, they threw the ball all over the freaking yard. So there's a chance that Sunday night the Eagles come out and throw the ball all over the freaking yard. It's very possible that they do that because Detroit allows for that. Green Bay is the worst possible matchup for the Eagles, the worst because of the way that they play that zone shell. So we'll see what happens. I do want to jump to the defense.
Sure.
Because good Lord, Regz, good Lord. They did make 3 additions on defense. One is already retired. Thanks for your time, Jair Alexander. That was fun.
Are we just the place that people come to like hang it up?
I really don't know. I don't know. I do feel like this is a dude who is really struggling with his injury and, probably just decided like, look, it's just not worth it to keep going. Michael Carter, they acquired from the Jets, and he played 1 snap.
I was about to say, did he play at all?
Yeah, he played 1 snap.
Okay.
I don't recall the snap, but apparently he was out there for a snap. And Jalen Phillips, for a 3rd round pick from Miami, and he played 53 snaps, 78% of the snaps on Monday night, and he was fantastic.
Yeah.
The defense as a whole was great. I mean, Q was unbelievable. Yeah, I think he only allowed 2 completions. It was like a 40% passer rating when he was targeted. Obviously the linebacker play, Nakobe Dean, man, it's gonna suck to watch that dude go because they're not gonna be able to re-sign him. But good Lord, he's just such an impact maker whenever he's on the field. And this rotation of defensive line is next level good. Nolan Smith and Jalen Phillips, but then Jalix Hunt and Brandon Graham had some nice snaps in this one. Moro Ojima, my prediction,
great games.
My prediction of him being better than Milton Williams is coming to fruition right in front of our eyes. Like it is truly something to see.
The jump that him and Jalen got on that 4th down play. First of all, Moro calls it out. Yeah. But the pop and the push off the line that him and Jalen get is like unreal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I had saved a tweet about Moro's numbers, and I don't know that I did. No, I did. Okay. His ranking among all defensive tackles. Hurries, he is 2nd with 23. Pressure rate, he is 2nd, 14.5%. Pressures, 6th with 28. Win percentage, 7th with 19.5. Like this dude he's a 7th round pick, and he is playing out of his mind right now.
I thought this is one of Jalen Carter's better games too.
Well, yeah, and some of that is because teams now have to make a choice.
Right.
They've got to make a choice, right? You're leaving one-on-ones across the way with Jalen Phillips out there now, Jalix Hunt, and Nolan Smith. And so, they've got to make a choice. Like, are we going to slide a guard to help? Are we going to leave the center one-on-one with Jalen Carter? When they bring Nakobe, which they did a few times, they added a 5th rusher. Now everybody's one-on-one. And forget it. If all 4 of those guys are one-on-one, God bless. I'm excited to watch Jared Goff have to move on Monday or on Sunday night. Yeah. He is not someone who likes to move. He is someone who likes to get the ball out quick. But if he doesn't, he does not love to move. And it's going to be cold. And my goodness, like I feel like this defensive line is going to eat on Sunday Night Football.
I think to your point,
they're a problem, Regz. They're a real problem.
The D line was great. I think Phillips was. I know he might not get there all the time, but his pressure makes it so much easier for some of the other guys to step up and get home. Like he pushes the edge great. He's he played great against the run. Like just a really great pickup. I feel like the linebacker stuff. Like, look, I think Nakobe's been great coming back. We weren't sure what he was going to look like after his injury. I think he's been great.
Oh, so good.
Jihad, like he'll have his rookie moments. He still gets caught out a couple times. Like even Bond hasn't been perfect in some of his coverages and things like that. Like again, I don't know if Zach Bond was going to play Defensive Player of the Year football all the time. So I think we had to understand there was going to be a bit of a regression there. I think he's still playing fine. Like, I'm not going to complain about how Zach Bond is playing. And like Bakuba's the same way. He's going to have his rookie moments, once or twice a game, and they suck because they tend to come up in like really big situations, like allowing Green Bay to be in field goal range at the end of that, game. Because they're like, you texted me, they're clearly targeting Makuba on that play, and he's just late. He's late getting to his spot.
Yeah.
And it just sucks because the Jihad pass interference, on a third down, and the Makuba play in the fourth quarter. Like it sucks that we're having these rookie moments in these times. But I think, like you said, Quinion played great. I think Coop had an okay game. He got exposed a little bit in his coverage stuff on some plays, and like I feel like that's still going to be a thing. He's such a good, Swiss Army knife, but I don't love him as like a coverage corner still. Like he's just not fast enough for some of these guys. So it just is what it is. I think he had a fine game, right? He's going to continue to make good plays and all that stuff.
If that's Cooper's like CB game, then okay.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. Totally with you. I just think I don't think it can be underestimated Phillips's impact on this defensive line. They needed a guy who can just put some pressure on the quarterback. Like everyone talked about, like, Phillips's finishing is not his strong suit. You got enough guys that are getting close. His ability to just not be a zero and be a truly be able to just put some pressure is going to force quarterbacks into all these other guys. And that's what we saw in this game. Like he didn't get home every time, but his pressure and his push caused other guys to be able to get there. And that's going to be his true impact, is just his ability to help the other three guys that are rushing at the same time.
Yeah. They that defensive front now poses something that it hasn't in a while. And it's the ability to get home with four dudes at any given moment.
Yeah.
You made the point about Phillips's ability to push the pocket back. And, the first sack when Jalix Hunt, basically slammed Jordan Love into the ground. That was because of Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was because
so was
of
Nakobe's fumble at the end.
Yep. That was also because of Jalen Phillips. Yeah, at the end of the half. And he was there when Josh Jacobs tried to turn the corner on the fourth down play. He was standing right there waiting for him. So yeah, he's a difference making dude, and has already energized this very young Eagles defense, and someone that I think the organization should be looking to extend pretty immediately. In terms of the rookies, I think Vic is the type of guy that if these mistakes were backbreaking, that they wouldn't be seeing the field, right? So they're happening and they're not coming at great times, but keep in mind, they're both playing a large percentage of the snaps. So they're doing their jobs on the other on the other.
I wasn't saying that to be like these are unplayable rookies. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just,
I think in the long run it's a great learning experience for them.
I completely agree. I truly do. And I do believe in them. Like I think, listen, would I maybe have liked Xavier Watts instead of Drew Makuba? We can debate that, for time in memoriam, as they both continue to play in the NFL. But I love the pick of Jihad. And I think his athleticism and his, like, he will continue to learn this position and be really good. I do think that, but I think teams are like NFL teams are really smart. They're going to target these guys as often as possible because they are rookies and they don't know everything yet and they're still learning. But to your point, they have not been complete disasters. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just the rookie moments are really noticeable.
Yeah.
But like it's like you said, it's not happening every play, which speaks to how they're learning and how they're progressing in their ability to play all the time.
Yeah. All right, real quickly before we get to the Detroit game.
Yeah.
The last play, the last possession. Sure. In a paragraph or less. What the hell happened?
I don't know. I don't know if they have a good explanation for it either. I don't know why.
Let me ask it this way: is he just shielding like Jalen and AJ?
Well,
I think he is.
I think a little bit, but who called a pass play?
I think he wanted them to draw. I think he wanted to try and draw them offside, and Jalen and AJ checked into it.
Okay.
I truly believe that.
If that's the case, then as I texted you about sort of the AJ stuff, which we'll talk about, but like Nick will die on the sword for his guys publicly.
100%.
So I think but also
Devontae,
you need to be calling just a run play there.
there
should be no option.
No, because if you call a run play, the clock stops for a turnover anyway.
But they should have run it the first 2 times.
Well, no, I'm talking the very last possession. They did run it those 2 times.
No, didn't they run first down and then throw second and third?
Nope, that was the possession before that.
Okay, I got it mixed up then.
Yeah, the last possession they ran it because they wasted Green Bay's timeouts, and on 4th and long
Green Bay finished with 1.
No, they had no timeouts at the end. They had no timeouts. They used them.
Go back and look at this.
You go back and look at it. Saquon,
hold on.
On third and 7, Saquon ran and cut right and got tackled after a 1-yard gain. And I was like,
that was after 2 pass plays.
No, they did not. They did not throw at all on that possession because Green Bay used all their last 2 timeouts on that possession.
All right.
And
I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
You go ahead. I'm going to keep talking. After the game, Devontae said something to the extent of, I trust 1 and 11 in that spot. And to me, that was alluding to them making that call because you could see on the sideline after the play, they panned to Nick. He looked livid.
Yeah.
He was shaking his head.
Yeah.
He said, no, twice. Like he was not happy. And so my thought is don't even give him the keys to the car.
Yeah.
Like, don't even let him go out there and don't put the offense on the field, period. Punt the ball. If you wanted to punt the ball, punt the ball. Now, I also know Braden Mann is like 32nd in football and pinning teams inside the 20. So if you kick it into the end zone, it's a net 17-yard punt. So like, you're not getting anything out of it. I think his goal was draw them off sides, get the 5-yard penalty, and then run the tush push to end the game. I think that's what he wanted to do. And it failed miserably. And thank God that McManus, kicked it like I would.
Yeah. Okay. You're right, by the way. I went back and looked. You're right. They had no timeouts left. So that's hand up. That's on me.
Hand up. Okay. So we're in agreement. Just don't let them have that option anymore.
Yes. I think also like, I know Brandon Mann isn't great at it, but I mean, he had a terrible game. Like he wasn't good at all that game.
He really hasn't been that good.
He was really good last year, but like
here's what the guy can do. He will flip field position like nobody's business.
Yeah, but the more precise stuff is not good. Yeah.
He's not good at that.
Yeah.
He's not good at it. And it's
Do you still give him a chance though?
I would have.
I think so too.
I would have, because even if he kicks in the end zone, they still like going from they had a 20-yard head start.
Right. Exactly. I think that's the key point. I think that's the key is that even if he does kick it into the end zone, I think it's still better than what happened.
Because at that point, you guard the sideline and you play your shell,
Right.
and they got to throw it to the middle of the field.
Because as you pointed out, they have no timeouts.
They have no timeouts.
Yeah.
So by the time they get set, but like there were 27 seconds left in the game.
Right.
So they're gonna have to run 3 plays to get into field goal range with no timeouts.
Exactly.
And like it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Detroit coming in this week. Huge game.
Yes.
Huge game. They have, I think they only have 2 losses. Maybe 3. I believe 2. But you can put some distance between you in the standings, basically a 2-game lead with the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got to do that. You've got to win games like this. This is a home game. You just stole a road game from a playoff team. This is a good chance to put, this is a game, and Jalen said today, this is a game that Detroit wants, because Detroit feels like they could have come to Philly or they could have beaten Philly last year had they not lost to Washington. We've heard that quite a bit since, the offseason. Look, there is no secret that this offense is high powered. It's a good offensive line. They're well coached. They've got 2 awesome wide receivers in St. Brown and Williams. They've got a 2-headed monster in the backfield with Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yep.
I am not the biggest Jared Goff guy, but he has gotten the job done. He's accurate. He gets rid of the ball fast. I think he can be had. I think he can make mistakes. The defense leaves a little bit to be desired. They can definitely be had. I think Terrion Arnold is a guy that the Eagles will target in this game, especially if he's with AJ. I will tell you, we'll do keys and go from there. I will tell you that for me, the key is defensively. Like, they have got to stop the run.
Yeah.
They have got to stop the run. Detroit wants to run the ball.
Yep.
They want to control the ball.
Really good at it.
And they will use both of those guys in the pass game. They will use both of them. I think from a receiver perspective, I think the Eagles can do the job. I
covering those running backs out of the backfield, like covering Gibbs out of the backfield is like almost an impossible task. That dude is so fast and so quick and so good.
That's going to fall on Bond. That's going to fall on Dean. That's going to fall on Coop at times. Campbell as well. It's going to fall on that group to make sure that they're able to
and look, listen, they didn't have a great night of it with Green Bay.
Well, yeah, Josh Jacobs he's special. Like he's really, really good. The difference being that offensive line stinks. Josh Jacobs does a lot by himself. This is a really good offensive line that they're going to face. So this is going to be a good test for the Eagles. For me, it's the key is stopping the run.
Yeah.
I know the offensive woes. I get it. But if you're not going to stop their run attack, then they're going to put up a shit ton of points.
And you're not going to get the ball that often either. They're going to control.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know I usually try and like zag off whatever you said. I think you're absolutely right. If this team can control possession and control the clock, then it's going to be really hard to beat them. Like, they're really talented. Like, there's no shade against Detroit. They're really good. This is a really tough game. And like, it's great that it's outdoors at home for us. I think that's a huge deal. But God, Jahmyr Gibbs is scary as hell, man. Like, that dude is so good. He's so good. It's unbelievable. And and look, as much as we love Zach Bond and we think Jahad Campbell is athletic and Nakobe's been playing well, like, that dude is a problem.
Yeah.
That dude is a problem. You'd almost rather Coop be spying him than any of our linebackers.
Yeah.
Like, you'd almost rather put a safety in Reed or Makuba on their third wide receiver and let Coop watch out for Jahmyr Gibbs, because that's how good that dude is.
The problem is that they use St. Brown in the slot so often.
I mean, they're just really good. Like, you have to play a really good game to beat this team.
Yeah, I am very curious what this looks like. We have not played them, this version of them, and is going to be an absolute battle.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly it's a battle that like both teams want to have because of that one seed.
Yep.
Seattle's
Yeah.
absolutely lurking, but these are the
They're
two, in
not
my
coming
eyes,
in
the
here
two best
soft
teams.
like this. Detroit wants to
They're not
beat
scared.
this team.
Dude, Dan Campbell is not scared of coming into Philadelphia. And I loved his comments about the tush push today. Like, I have such respect for Dan Campbell. Like, he is a coach that you will not hear me like say a negative thing about. I think he is so well prepared. He's a motivator. He's a good head coach. I know yeah, I probably made fun of him a little bit last year for his inability to win that game against Washington. It just looked like and you know what? I take that back. I have said that I didn't think he would survive without his coordinators, and he's survived and then some. So, big fan of Dan Campbell. Know they'll be ready. And hopefully the Eagles are equally as ready because this is going to be some kind of game.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask this before we make our predictions because we both talked about the defense. So let me ask you this. The Eagles win if the offense does blank.
Gosh. I mean, the Eagles win if both their wide receivers have close to 100 yards.
It's funny because I actually think the Eagles win if they're successful on the ground in this one. That there's a good pass rush in Detroit, and I think they're gonna have to keep like Aiden Hutchinson pretty honest. Otherwise he could eat for days here. So I think it's got to be a Saquon game. I think they'll be able to throw it. I want them to be able to throw it. They might be able to take a few shots because of man coverage, and maybe both those guys get close to 100. But I do think they're gonna have to run it a little bit just to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah. I mean, I think both things are true. I think they need both to happen to win this game. They need to play a really good game to beat this team. Like you can't get away with playing a mediocre game to beat this team. It's not going to happen.
You're not winning with anything more than your A game.
Yep, that's exactly
or anything
right.
less than your A game.
Yep.
Sorry.
Exactly right.
All right. Predictions, 2.5 point spread. Eagles are 2.5 point home favorites. Again, like I said to you before we recorded, that means on a neutral field, they see this as a pretty even matchup, which is very fair. Total is 46.5. 46.5. We know that either of these teams at their best can put up 40 points. So, the total is saying that, they see this in the 20s. And I see it as that as well. I think that the final of this game is 28-27 Eagles.
Yeah, I'm 24-21.
All right, so you're under, I'm over, which is typically the way this game goes. I'm over by quite a bit actually here too. But 28-27, 24-21, we both had the Eagles winning this one. It's an important win. Before we wrap, I feel like we've got to end by saying this, and I think it's something that we've talked about on here, and I mean it when I say it. This will be the last time we talk about it on the show. The AJ Brown saga continued this week when he went on a stream with a friend and talked about, like, if you have me on your fantasy team, drop me. This is the only success I've had in football with his Madden game and all this other stuff, right? And I texted you a little frustrated. I was like, can we just not right now? I think two things can be true. And the first being that it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. Every week, a different medium that this guy comes out, and it's either a Bible verse or a quote from a book or, a stream with a buddy or whatever it is, right? Like it's always something. But it's also true that he's really goddamn good. And we love AJ, and here's the main part of this, which we've already alluded to in this episode. We agree with AJ. We are 100% with him. He stood in front of the media today and talked ad nauseum about, we cannot just assume that we're going to win by playing conservative because we're avoiding something. Eventually the league's going to catch up to us. It's going to pass us. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to be able to throw it around a little bit. The defense is bailing us, and it's our time to, they can't put a Band-Aid on us every week. I agree with literally everything he said. Literally everything he said. Not one thing did he say in his 8 minutes in front of the media today that I was like, I don't agree with that. I mean, I kind of disagreed with him saying I'm not going to apologize for having fun on my stream and this, that, and the other thing, because I don't know whose attention you're trying to grab, AJ. Like, the fan base is not against you. It's starting to turn against you because we're all tired of it, because it's projecting back into the locker room. It's projecting to that Diana Rossini who, every time you say something, she's saying that you want out. And so, like, you're bringing that on, right? Like, you are bringing that rumor on by constantly putting this stuff out there. And so we all agree. We all agree with you 100%. And I appreciated the Jalen stuff today and how you defended him. Like, that makes me feel so much better as a fan. I can't even begin to describe it. However, we need to find a way to stop and keep it in house, because you're just saying it to us. And we don't want to see it anymore. We know it. We know it. So I don't know, maybe go sit down with your offensive coordinator and head coach and have that conversation with them, because I don't know. I'm tired of, like, opening Twitter and seeing all of the things that you say and do. I really am. Like, I love you, man. I want you to be an Eagle forever. I want you to be one of the greats, like, of all time. I'm just so tired of defending it to everybody. So either Patullo, I need you to figure it out, or AJ, I need you to, like, write it in a journal and keep it hidden. I'll send you one.
There you go.
Send you one. All right. Well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
I love it. Perfect. No notes.
Yeah. All right. Click subscribe on the YouTube channel below. Make sure you go to wherever you get podcasts, click follow, rate, unfollow, follow again, rate again. And head over to your social media at the Mic Drop 5, at Big Regz with a Z on Twitter, at the Phixated Podcast on Instagram, at the Phixated Pod on TikTok, Phixated fan page on Facebook. Merchandise link in the show description below. We will be back on Thursday to recap the week in Sixers land, the Eagles game against the Lions, any Phillies news, and then preview the Eagles Cowboys game on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So we've got a lot going on next week.
And how I played at Upper Deck Golf.
Ugh. Sad again.
Sorry.
It's okay. I will talk to you. We will talk to you
in 3 years.
Yeah, no. I was really hoping to come out and beat you.
Next year.
I was really.
You got it. Next year.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we will talk to you in just a week. We appreciate you listening. We love you. Make sure you tell someone that you love them. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. We will see you next Thursday. And until then, go Birds. Thanks for your lofty career as an Eagle, Jair Alexander.
Beat those damn Lions.
Oh, my God. Deep to right field. Way up there and way out of here.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.